For today's video, I'm going to be making a really small metal foundry. Let's do this. Welcome to the shed, everybody. So basically what I did with this, I got this bucket from like Hobby Lobby. As you can see, if you can compare this, like if you want size comparison, but that you want to get this and do this. Basically what I did is I marked like in third, I divided this in thirds, the whole bucket, and it took 1/3 and measured out equal portions of sand and plaster. See, as you can see here, I got plaster of Paris. And I've measured them out equally, and now I'm going to pour this in here. And basically I saw this is 150 milliliters. And then I'm going to pour 4 ounces of water. Pretty sure that's going to be enough. I'm going to pour in my sand. Then I'm going to pour in the plaster. Wait, yeah, and then I'm going to pour in the water. First, let me measure out the water though. That's not going to work. So as you can see, I'm going to add 4 ounces of water. Or if you're doing a third, do like 1/4. And now you want to add the other ingredients. You stir them around enough, and then you put them in a bucket. So I'm going to stir this around. Okay guys, once you start noticing the plaster warming up, that means it's time to start working more quickly. And as you can see, I got this like smooth consistency. Good. Try to get a really smooth consistency. Then when you're done mixing, I'm going to take it and shake the bubbles out. Splattering everywhere, just be careful. Jeez. Then pour it thinly into the bucket. And the bubbles get out. Up some of the bucket. Now I'm going to take one of these cups and push it in here. Make sure I fill out the bucket as much as I can. I'm going to start pushing it in and out to get it to the level I want it. Then I'm going to start pouring it for a few minutes till it dries up. Guys, I just took this inside, got this all cured up and stuff. And I cracked the cup on purpose and poured out the water. Put water in there for weight. And now I'm gonna take it in there and I'm gonna twist and churn it and pull it out so I can get this ready to the final step. See? Now it looks super clean. I'm going to drill a hole into it 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to show you how to do that next. Okay, so just a quick tip. If you want your plaster to dry faster, you can put it in the oven at 220. Right now it's preheating. And as you can see, it's in here. Just cooking on here for a couple hours. Cook it for 2 hours. It's going to be ready. Don't touch it. Don't try to get it out. Just let it cool down in the oven and you'll have a nice, really dry pie. You won't have to wait for cold. I forgot to get this on camera, but I already drilled a 5/8 of an inch hole about this deep. It didn't look that good because it was not dry enough. And now I just gotta wait. Okay guys, so this is the next day and a few items have arrived. This hose bar and this hose, which is enough to start the actual nozzle of the build. So I want you to quickly whip out the basic torch head and look at it. Unscrew the tip and look at it. Do you see? There's barely anything there. Like the hole there is covered by all the corrosion. You can barely see it. And it doesn't output nearly as much propane as we want. So what I want you to do is to take your drill bit arsenal and find the smallest drill bit. Like this is 1/16. This is really small. And I want you to take it, center it as well as possible, and drill a hole into there. Make sure to tighten it down as much as possible too. This would be better with a vise. Jeez. So as you can see, we drilled in the hole there, so you can clearly see that. And that is enough propane outtake that we need. So, okay, so I didn't film this part because it was too tedious, but I took this lighter and heated up this tube and stretched it over this propane nozzle. But I have a tip for you. When you stretch it over, try to melt it and use I used the label of the lighter itself to press this into place to make sure it stays on there. But after you've got that down, you want to take the hose barb and you want to squeeze it on. This might be a little too hard for my baby hands. By the way, don't use the lighter for the hose barb. And after you get it on there, it'll be ready for the assembly. Okay, now that I've assembled this completely, I'm gonna screw it onto the propane tank and test it out. And also, never use a small lighter really close to it because it might just get your hands. So what I found, I just found a bunch of pine needles laying right by me. So I lit that on fire. By the way, don't try this at home. Try it in your backyard. Because, see? And don't do this for a really long time because it might melt the actual plastic. But this just gives you the basic idea of it. Okay guys, so the last few parts have arrived and I'm ready for the final assembly of the nozzle itself. So the first step you want to do is take this, the coupling and a file, and you want to file down this side right here with where this part is, then on the other side, but then perpendicular to those you want to file down right here, okay? So I'm going to quickly time lapse this so I can file this down, and then I'm going to drill some holes in. Okay, so this was a really challenging part to film, but I already drilled and tapped the coupling, and as you can see, I inserted the screws, and also drilled and tapped this brass nipple. So a tip I have for you is use a lot of lubricant. The lubricant I used was petroleum jelly, and when tapping, do it very slowly so you don't mess it up. So after we've got that done, bang out some thread tape and the rest of the parts and start assembling. So first thing you want to assemble is take some thread tape, put it like that. Put on thread tape and screw it on. After that, then you can tighten it with a wrench or something, but it's okay like this. If you want to, you can use like a clamp or a vise too, if you don't have a wrench. After you've tightened that, you want to take this part and this pipe right here, put threads on it, like this. And thread it on. Tighten it really well. You can remove the excess if you want. After that, loosen up the screws a little bit. Wait. Yeah, when you loosen up the screws, make sure you're loosening them the right way. And then take this piece right here and lower it down in there. Make sure they're all evenly spaced. So you have it super centered. Lower it in. After you have that, I'm gonna find my screwdriver. Off. That. Find your screwdriver. You wanna tighten the screws, like so. Try to center it as best as you can. And you look down in there, make sure it's centered as well as possible. If it's not, put it in place. Okay, as you have that tightened down, you want to take a little more thread tape. Take the nozzle that I showed you in the previous clip how to make that. Use thread tape on that and thread on this part, and you'll be ready for the firing. Okay, that. Okay, make sure to put your thread tape a little bit lower, because I'm pretty sure what happens if the thread tape starts blocking the top or something. It's kind of like if you hot glue it around there, but it's a little better. There you have the whole jet nozzle ready for the final test. Once you have that done, you're ready to go. Okay, I'm gonna quickly run a quick test of this thing by screwing this thing in and firing it up. See how it looks. Check. And then I'm gonna wait for a non-rainy day so I could actually melt stuff. Something. can. Lean against the can. And light the paper on fire. I know I used pine needles in the other one, and they do work better than paper. But you know what? I don't have them. There we go. That's the jet torch, flame. And you can burn your house down with this. Add bonus. And if you crank it up too hard, it just blows itself out. So that's for the test. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for an actual test of how this thing actually melts metal. Thank you so much guys for watching this video to the very end. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to prove to me that you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and share this with your family and friends. By the way, if you want to actually make this yourself, check out the King of Randoms video. Also, I hope he doesn't copy strike me because I kind of use some of his content. But yeah, big thanks to him for sparking this idea in my imagination for making this video. See you in the firing demo. Okay guys, here's the first official firing test of the Foundry. I've got the propane in hot water to make sure it doesn't cool down. I'm pouring it there, and this fan is heating it more up. And what I've got there is some soda can pieces and some of these tea light candles. Make sure they're aluminum or brass or some other metal that doesn't smell like that. So this firing test is, I'm gonna put it in a muffin tin and I'm gonna show you the result. This takes quite some time, but it's really cool how this actually works. It doesn't do what my other one did. It was powered by charcoal and it didn't work at all. As you can see guys, I've started to clean up and I've melted this down to like a metal muffin right here, look, see? And basically when I melted down the aluminum, I had to use like a bunch of propane and a bunch of fan power and make sure that the water was really hot to make sure that the propane can doesn't cool down. And I got it roaring hot in there and I poured it in, and the metal muffin, it actually separated from the actual metal so it didn't stick. And then I waited till it cooled a little bit and I threw it into water. It cooled down even more, and I also tried some Orbeez, but I didn't have enough aluminum so it didn't really work. And if you look at Grant's video, his didn't roar just as much as mine, as you can see, and that's why I could melt like these tea light candles in like less than a second. You can take up this tea light candle, crush it up, throw it in there, and it'll melt really fast. And also be sure to have a big supply of propane tanks because they run out like in like 5 minutes. And yeah, that's all the tips I have for you. Hi, I'm back, and I have to tell you one more thing before we leave. Safety. Now, you might not think it's very important, but when you get to know that that metal that you're melting, aluminum, goes to about 1028 degrees and can burn your skin on contact, you want to put on some safety. Now, the safety I recommend is something like a coat made of a natural material. If it's like plastic, it'll melt and burn off. Some sort of good gloves. I recommend welding gloves because they cover your sleeve and they're made for really hot stuff like welding, you know, because they're welding gloves. And they'll last you a really long time. I also recommend some sort of face mask to protect your face. And if you're melting metals other than aluminum, for example zinc, it has some toxic fumes, so you want to put on a respirator. Now, if you have hair like me, you want to put on a hat so your hair doesn't burn off. And yeah, I've learned that myself because my hair almost started burning when I got close to the fire, so I had to put on a hat so it doesn't burn. And some recommendations I have for the coat, if you have any coats that are made of wool is actually flame retardant, so it won't burn. Now, you also want to wear some boots so the metal doesn't splatter onto your feet. And you also never want to do it on concrete. If you saw what I was doing it on a piece of wood, because if you accidentally drip some metal on concrete, it might go in the cracks and crevices, and then if there's moisture inside of it, it'll start boiling and then explode out up to 5 feet. But the molten metal on there could explode even farther and might get in your face or something. Even though you do have protection, you don't want to risk it. Make sure you follow all these tips, watch some other videos, research it, and stay tuned till when we make actual casts of things and stuff like that. And also, I forgot to say, the metal muffins and the crucible stuff doesn't stick to them, so you don't have to worry about like piece of aluminum just stuck in it. You can wiggle it out and it'll be clean. So yeah, stay tuned.